Hello, this is Slasher of Gods, and if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll notice that I haven't uploaded a video in a while. And that's pretty much because of the state of the video game industry right now. This has been a bad year for video games, at least so far, at least this half. All the releases were complete fumbles, and I've just not been inspired enough to make a YouTube video on any game. Feels like a lot of the AAA developers have been releasing a lot of uninspired garbage. A lot of games that I was excited for, I just don't know how to feel about them anymore. Like, perfect example is State of Decay 3. State of Decay 3 was advertised to be like the next step in the State of Decay franchise. They introduced zombie animals, which is something I was very interested in. Only come to find out that by the time they made the trailer, they didn't actually develop anything about the game. We started this year out rough with High Guard. I was excited about it a little bit, even though a lot of people clown on it. I was like, hey, maybe there's something unique about it. No, there's nothing unique, unfortunately. And then they had Marathon. Marathon, another game I freaking defended, and it's insane. Like, what the fuck are we even doing? It's a basic shooter. Marathon is just as basic as it gets. There's nothing unique about it. The only thing I like about Marathon is the fact that when you die, your teammates can't loot your body and they can just revive you right away from your death box, which is very cool. I like that, but that's about it. There's nothing unique about it. Like, I thought there would be like some sort of like cyberpunk elements. I thought they would have like, you know, the ability to attach cybernetics to your character and have like unique abilities. My imagination went wild, and I guess imagination was something that was lacking in whoever was developing Marathon. I forgot the name of the studio. Bungie? Goddamn, guys, what are you doing, huh? Why didn't you make anything unique about that game? You could have had, like, an extraction cyberpunk game, but instead you decided to make a generic shooter. You could have had, like, attachments where you could, like, maybe run on walls, like spider legs or something, and, like, have like web shooters or something. You get to fucking like throw cyberpunk webs on people and stun them, or maybe you could have like chainsaw arms or something, or maybe have like a fire exoskeleton that make you immune to fire damage, but also give you the ability to breathe fire or something. Or maybe you could even go even crazier with it. Maybe you could like attach a second head to your character, and your character has like two heads. Making the headshot hitbox bigger, but make you take 50% less damage, and it gives you awareness of like people are aiming at you from your outside of your vision or behind you. It gives you more awareness. Like, you could have been so creative with it, but no, you didn't do anything creative. I'm just tired of genericness when it comes to the gaming industry. It feels like it's been a long time since any real creative decisions have been made for these guys. Like, look at Crimson Desert, for example, a game I was very freaking excited about. It's literally slop. I know people defend it, I know people are saying it got better, but it's literally a bunch of slop mixed together. A bunch of different things all mushed together in a package that doesn't even make any sense. I don't like it at all. It is not like Skyrim. I don't even want people to... I never played Skyrim, by the way, but I can tell that Skyrim was a more coherent game than freaking Crimson Desert. I'm just so bummed, man. I want something creative. I want something new. Now, I know people would say, oh, tough luck, Slasher. Why are you keep talking about AAA studios? Why don't you play some indie games? You know, indie games are all the hotness right now. Well, the thing about indie games is that the fact they're all unfinished. My library literally has a lot of games. Like, I know people are praising Windrose. Windrose is still in early access. Like, I know it's fun, probably, but imagine how much fun I'm gonna have when I play it when it fully comes out. So I did buy it, and it's still in my library because I wanted to support the developers for making something new. But the game is still unfinished. So is Enshrouded. That's also another early access game in my library that I stopped playing because I wanted to finish it. Pal World, Hytale, and the list goes on. Like RuneScape Dragon Winds, what's that Minecraft floating game? Everwind or something? I forgot, man. So many early access games in my library. Bellwright. Let's just say I have a big portfolio of early access games that I already pre-purchased because I want some creativity. Early access games tend to have a lot of creativity. Like, I know Windrose is not that creative when you think about it. It's a pirate game. But there's not a whole lot of pirate games where you can build your own ship and build your own base and fight creatures and stuff. That stuff is cool. How come AAA studios never take risks? Like, do you know the fact that it is, like, the most simple thing? A zombie game. Like, a zombie game. A survival zombie game where you can build. Do you know no one has attempted this? It's, like, such an obvious idea. People watch The Walking Dead and they would want to be in The Walking Dead. Like, you know, getting their own bases and stuff. Maybe messing with other factions, tribes. No AAA studio has attempted this. The best game that is like The Walking Dead, the closest thing you can get, is 7 Days to Die. Like, that's insane. That game is a decade old and it's pure garbage. I played it. It's awful. But it's the best zombie game where you can build your own base. I know people say Project Zomboid, but that one doesn't count. It's too realistic and it's not really that fun. It's very slow. Like, imagine if a AAA studio made a zombie survival game where you can build, and it's like multiplayer, and you could go to dungeons and fight like mutated zombies in like facilities and stuff, and you could like go a lot of places of interest, maybe a town, a PvE town where you could like trade and stuff. Why hasn't, like, it's such an obvious thing, and that would be a moneymaker. Why don't they do that? Why, like, the most satisfying game genre, in my opinion, is the survival genre, and yet I don't see a lot of AAA studios tackling that one. I don't know why. They would rather make a game that's been made 10 times before, rather than make a game that no one has ever made, and it's like the most obvious shit ever, like a zombie game. I just feel like, what is Sony doing? Like, first it was the Last of Us multiplayer game, and then it was freaking Concord, and now Marathon. They keep trying to make generic live service titles. Why don't you make something creative? Like, why don't you make a good game, a good creative game, and then try to implement live service elements into it by selling skins and stuff? Why do you try to make a live service first and not make a good game? Like, if you need ideas, I can help you. I can tell you like 5 different games that could instantly be making a lot of money and be good live services. Why do you make generic stuff? I don't know why, but I really like video games a lot. They're pretty much my whole identity at this point. A lot of times I spend thinking about like, hey, what kind of game I wish existed and stuff. And one of my most recent ones that I thought about was like, you know, like a fantasy version of Rust, where it's like in a world where a lot of people got isekai'd and stuff and went to a different world. But instead of like being main characters and like awesome and stuff and like heroes, they are actually more of a nuisance and they do more harm than good. So the king of that land like sent them on a mission to an island and abandoned them there, and they're like stuck thinking that they're on a mission, but they're actually not, but they're just abandoned. And that's pretty much like the fantasy Rust. You could like have like different island maps, and you know, you find loot, you craft stuff, you level up, and it's like a D&D mixed with Rust. Like that sounds cool, right? It's just something I thought about yesterday when I was like taking a shower and stuff. You know, shower thoughts. And that's still 10 times better than whatever Sony tried to make. Like, when it comes to live services. There's no creativity, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna stop asking. It's obviously whoever's making the decisions are not the developers. They're greedy executives who've never played a video game before. And it's like, the thing is, like, when it comes to corporations, it's like their main thing is making money. But they keep making the same mistake over and over again, and they keep losing millions upon millions of dollars. How? How do they keep losing all that money? Where is it going? How come they don't learn their lesson? You would think they'd care more after losing $100 million, but they don't care. They make another $100 million mistake, and then another $100 million mistake. Where is that money coming from? Where is it going? How is it like? Is this like a freaking money laundering scheme I don't understand, because you would think after like the second mistake, the third mistake, the fourth mistake, the fifth mistake, so on and so forth, these executives would learn from their mistakes and make good games again. They haven't been making that. Seems like it's only indie developers who make creative video games, and AAA studios just go generic and play safe. Indie developers take risks, and most of the times, a lot of times, they get rewarded for it. While AAA studios, they play safe, go generic, and get punished for it. And that's been the trend for years now. I'm just astonished by the fact that this whole thing is not over yet. Maybe it will stop. Maybe, there is a little hope that maybe executives are realizing that live service is not worth pursuing as much, and they could actually start making good games again. But who knows? All I know is that this is gonna probably keep going for a couple more years before it fully stops. Anyways, so yeah, that's been the reason I haven't been making a lot of videos anymore. I'm just bummed about this hobby. I don't think I've been enjoying it as much. I just play it to pass the time. And maybe I should try to pursue something else. I don't know. All I know is that I bought this PC and I don't know what to do with it.